Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful out here. Yeah, for real. But I was having a thought. I'm out for a walk with Mr. Thomas there. But I was having a thought about trust. Have you ever had issues with trust? Have you ever trusted someone and felt like you got burnt? Or made a deal and you felt like you couldn't trust them, or they left you hanging, or they didn't show up? So I have experience with trust, or lack of trust. As you know, I live out here in the middle of the mountains, but I haven't always lived here. And about 8-9 years ago, 2016, we were running a business, and we were pretty successful at the business, and we got burnt out. We got tired of doing what we were doing every single day, all the time, a lot of times in place of our family. Like, oh, we can't do that because we got this going on, or oh, we can't do that because we got that going on. And so we decided to sell it. We decided to sell our business, and we also decided to sell our home and tons of our personal belongings that we had collected for 20 years. And we had like 13 cars. So we decided to sell all that stuff. And not because we didn't like it, I mean we did, but because we wanted something different. And we didn't want to be under the pressure of having to figure things out right away, or to pay for all those things. We needed a little time to decide what exactly we wanted to do. And so we decided to sell our business. And so we made a deal with a guy to sell our business, and we would have made about $100,000 selling this business that Curtis and I had built. And the guy made one payment, and then a second partial payment, and then never made any more payments at all. And this is after oh, there's Mr. Thomas, my guardian. This was after we gave him all the equipment, all the files, introduced him to customers, some of our high-end clients. We made introductions. We said, yeah, you can trust this guy. We gave him everything, and then he never paid. He never paid for the business. So he kind of messed up all of our plans. He kind of put a wrench in what we thought we were going to do, what we had planned on doing. But he really messed with our trust in people. And it was already pretty rocky even at the time, but we really wanted to sell the business and do something different. And he sold a really good story. He sold himself as all kinds of things, a father, a business owner, a Christian, all these things that assure us that he was trustworthy. And so, he screwed us out of all the payments, everything. So we had to completely regroup our life. And we had to deal with all the anger and pain and struggle it created from not having that income, not having that stability. So for a few years it was hard. It caused Curtis and I to not even trust each other in some ways. And what I really want to share with you is, you can't just let one person or one situation or 100 people or situations mess up your faith. Shit, I gotta stop for a second. Mess up your faith and your faith in you. So maybe you need to learn some discernment. Maybe you need to trust yourself more. Maybe you need to learn to let go. Maybe you need to learn to shift and pivot. Maybe there's some growth that you need. I know I did. I know I needed a lot of growth. I needed to come far. I needed to truly learn how to love. And I was reminded of that today, and somebody else made a post and it reminded me of what love is. And I believe that love is letting others voluntarily evolve. And sometimes that's the world, sometimes it's strangers, sometimes it's your kid or kids, sometimes it's your partner, even after 20 years. So I've learned a lot and I needed to grow. And if I had stayed in that place of stuck, if I had stayed in that place of anger and distrust, I would have never been able to grow and get to the place I am now. Not just physically, mentally, spiritually. I wouldn't have learned fully how to let others voluntarily evolve and really enjoy my life, my love life, love of life. So I've always said, live a life you love the life you live. And you can't do that by not trusting, and mostly yourself. So don't let one situation or 100 burn you out and steal what you could have. Peace. Love.